Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here. We are going to dive straight into your reading today. And gosh, just like always, I'm excited. I always want to know, what does Spirit have to say? In the next couple days, we're going to be doing our next 3-month outlook. And we are going to take a deep look at how the eclipse may have affected things with your person or your relationship. I'm just going to give it a little more time to settle. All right, so let's dive in. For Pisces, please, Spirit. If you want to be notified when those readings come up, if you're subscribed, you can also hit the bell icon at the bottom of the screen, and then you will get a notification when I post, so you'll be able to see if you're interested in one of those readings or just in being notified when I post. All right, guys, here we go. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Oh, that's a tough one. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Pisces, I don't know if this is you or if this is your person or if this is both of you, but there is definitely an energy here of someone who is, I feel like, trying to affect change in their life. They are trying to, live a life that's more in alignment with their highest and best self. And, one of the things that kind of brings us down, or when we're trying to elevate, when we're trying to kind of even utilize different methods of navigation to get through life and stuff, we often face challenges, right? And those challenges oftentimes come in the form of other people or outside people, and or situations or circumstances, right? And that challenge us, or that could what's the word I'm looking for? Cause us to react, and kind of bring our vibration back down. Because when we're reacting with the road most traveled navigation technique, because that's the most worn path. And so when we're reacting, we're not really using our conscious mind to choose. That's responding. So when we react, we kind of react from this like instinctual place, and it's sort of like the way I usually handle things, or the way I used to handle things, we sort of revert back to, because we're not conscious, we're not living mindfully in that moment. We're kind of succumbing to whatever it is that's in front of us, that's triggering us. And so, I see someone really reminding themselves here, when someone triggers me in this way, instead of taking it personally, if I can look at it and say, well, that's this person's call for help, that's their, that's coming from a place of their wounding and their hurt. It doesn't mean you have to drop everything and hurt and help them, which is why when this came out, I was like, this is a toughie. But it's the awareness that this is coming from this person's place of pain. And if you react, you're going to walk away carrying their burden, or at least part of it, because you're then going to have to sit with yourself and be like, oh, I did this again. I thought I was past that. I was going to get over that. I was going to do this instead. And I know this, but in that moment, and and that's a burden, and that's something then that you are going to process for this person. That's why they're doing it, because they can't process their own emotions, so they need you to do it for them. And so this owl sitting here in the silence saying, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. This is an owl of non-reaction. This is an owl of wisdom that stays above it, that's all seeing and all knowing, and says to itself, this is a call for help. This is not something I need to react or respond to. This is not my burden. This is not my fight. This is this person's. And my best energy is to just not react, but to respond with a choice of consciousness, which is, if I don't process this for you. You will be forced to sit with it and process it yourself or find someone else. But it gives you the opportunity to face it yourself. So, in other words, if this is, a person that you're in separation from, you may have chosen this path, and they may be kind of sitting with this, and kind of having to look at it and having to deal with it, or at least having the opportunity to do that because you didn't process it for them. Or this could be someone learning new tools, developing a new way of being. Especially with the bottom of the deck, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. This is someone who's trying to piece together a better life, a better situation. They're trying to kind of exit the matrix kind of, 3D sort of energy and enter into like a higher level, more spiritual way of living where, they are understanding energy and how to use it to kind of make life revolve around you instead of you revolving around life. Here at the last card says, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. To me, this almost, it is making me feel like there is someone that you have past history with that you are maybe having an opportunity here to meet after they have gone through some kind of transformation or transition here. And it is remembering that we can let go of the past completely and we can allow someone to step forward as they are now and accept them in the present moment exactly as they are without kind of holding the past against them. If they prove to us that they deserve that, right? But this can also be that you've moved through a space and, when we've been hurt, a lot of times we will kind of look for that hurt or look for those particular red flags in someone. And what you're looking for, you're going to find. You're going to create it. You're going to eventuate it. And so it could also be, I'm not going to project these past pain issues onto someone new or bring that into a new relationship. I'm going to love like I've never been hurt before. Instead, I'm going to make that choice. So a few different options here, choose the one that works for you. Always listen to your own intuition, right? About these things and all things in tarot card readings. They're supposed to bring you insight and empowerment. You're not dependent on this. Whatever ends up coming out here is not the end all be all, certainly not in a general reading, but energy is always changeable. So, all right, here we go for Pisces. Wow. Okay, something's going on. Okay. Pisces, I keep getting this energy of someone who's maybe not quite your type, or, they're just not maybe totally on your exact same page in life. They're maybe not as far along in the process of learning as you are. This could be someone from your past, but it could also be someone new who may be really wanting a chance with you, Pisces. My grand dog just ran by my office door with a big bone in her mouth. I don't know where she's going or what she's doing. But she looked happy. So there's just this energy of, someone who doesn't have it all figured out yet. I think this person has the capacity to have an ego, but I think that there is something really authentic about this person. I think that there's what I'm getting is like a willingness to learn or a willingness to grow here. I do feel, Pisces, with this friendship card, especially with this like yellow energy, that you are kind of the inspiration or the impetus for this person to sort of be open to changing. I think that they are developing feelings for you. And I think that you have boundaries with this person. I think that maybe other people let them kind of get away with being in their shadow side. But I think with you, Pisces, you're like, there's almost something here where I feel like you believe that this person can rise to meet the occasion, but you're not their teacher, you're not their mother, you're not whatever. You'll play with them, you'll be strategic, you may even kind of show them a trick or two, but you're not here to coddle them, to change them. I heard I've been down that road before, so you may have done that with someone else. There is something that has some real potential here with this person, I do feel. It's coming from this healing energy. It's like this person is, they may even acknowledge, like, I have been hurt recently or something, like I'm kind of putting myself back together. This feels like the Knight of Pentacles, like it's a slow, kind of methodical situation. Like we are making some kind of effort to, you know, spend time together or have fun together or do something together, but it feels almost, I don't want to say platonic, because there's an energy here of someone developing deeper feelings than that, but you do have the friendship card here, but it's kind of like it can only be this until, you know, we face this, the shadow side. But I feel like there is this energy for both of you of like, I am following my heart. I am listening to what it's telling me. I am, I don't want to say like I am feeling or seeing or sensing potential, but I feel like you see growth. And as long as you see growth, you'll keep sort of engaging with it. But you do have a boundary up. You're not letting this person all the way in. Or you haven't. But it looks like it is leading to love. 143 is the angel number for love, like true love. So you also have on this card, there's this electric vehicle charging station. And I don't know what this was, but I was, I'm getting from there like a kind of a, like, we all need to recharge. We all need, there's something that you're gaining, you're benefiting from this as well. You're also charging your battery, or you're also maybe even finding in this person like a very low pressure situation that sort of allows you to just kind of be you. And it almost feels like there's actually like falling in love sort of happening here, kind of without the intention of it, or without, I don't know, the usual sort of fanfare, the high stakes drama, you know, it's just sort of quiet and it's just sort of happening. You know, we just keep moving in that direction in this way that is slow and acknowledges that we're not quite even ready for it yet. Okay, let's see, what can you tell us? Yeah, this person, I think that I was like, they find you attractive, and the beauty card flipped. So I was like, yeah. Okay. So this, I feel like when you met this person, they were really kind of nursing a broken heart. This is so interesting. This energy, there's a lot of heart chakra energy here. A lot of really genuine heart chakra vibration here, and it feels like it's kind of intensifying. You know, Pisces, I do feel like this is not maybe someone who's your normal type. I feel like there is some basis for some kind of relationship. Maybe you work together with this person. Maybe you have friends in common. Maybe you belong to the same group, or you're at church together, or you know, are on a hiking group, or a cooking group, or a book club, or, I don't know, but it feels like there's some kind of basis for this friendship. And, maybe go to school together. I have no idea, but it feels like there's a basis for this connection. It feels like it's like, maybe you don't have to be connected to this person, but you, like, something affords you an opportunity or an excuse, that is very low pressure. It's very low stakes. I feel like it's possible that both of you, or one of you, maybe more so than the other, I'm not sure, is nursing this some kind of rejection. I think for this particular person, they received it as a major blow to their ego. I think, if we're talking about you, Pisces, I think it's one of those things that maybe even recalled some confusion or some pain from the past with this heart fog. Someone may have given you mixed signals or been blocked emotionally, and you may have really been taking a leap of faith toward this person only to realize that they were not capable of meeting you that deeply. And I think that really hurt. You found that you were falling and they were nowhere to be found. Like, they were not going to be pulling a parachute and rescuing this into relationship land at all. And I think that you're both kind of getting the same perspective, that really and truly you're better off without these people that were confused, or that, couldn't maybe love you or couldn't meet you so deeply. But you are, I think particularly for your person, there's an energy of a very bruised ego. And, I do feel the sense, like, I feel like if I clarified this ego card, let me just clarify it. Yeah, wow. Okay. So this ego card for sure. So we have the Three of Swords in reverse, the Four of Pentacles upright, and the King of Cups that came out sideways. You may be dealing with a water sign. Scorpio is the fixed water sign, and we do have the World card, which is, all the fixed signs. So it could be Scorpio, but it doesn't have to be. The energy here is just, it's one of those things where this is someone who, I feel like they really let their guard down with someone in love. And I feel like this person really manipulated them. They may have triangulated them. They may have cheated on them. They may have, this is a very manipulative energy that I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Swords in reverse. It's kind of that energy of like, you want me to open up, you want me to be as in it as you're in it with love. But with the Four of Pentacles, this is someone that has a scarcity mindset, that really believes that they have to play games in order to keep someone loving them. And this can be a really challenging cycle. You could have even gone through the same thing, Pisces, but this is someone who was really offering genuinely their heart. I think that they probably are a pretty sweetheart kind of person on the inside. And I think it threw them into a little bit of an ego projection here, where they were kind of trying to act like they were okay, but they're not. This wounding is still right here. And I feel like this person also has a lot of regrets. I think that they feel like they felt kind of stupid. They put so much effort and energy into something that could just be thrown away so easily. And I think it probably threw them into a place where they really were kind of very closed off emotionally, and probably didn't feel like what they had to offer was very much at all, or was valuable. Underneath this Five of Cups is the Seven of Pentacles, which is the exact card I saw when I was saying, let me clarify the ego. And this is someone, I almost feel like it's like they knew they were going to have to deal with something. They knew they were going to have to, this is kind of like, you know, it's possible that, oh, how do I even want to say this? We have many seeds planted within us in life, right? And at different times, those seeds begin to grow. And we go, oh yeah, you know, when I was a kid, I loved doing this, but, you know, I haven't thought about it in 30 years. But now here's this opportunity that's coming up, or that's bringing this up for me. You know, I think I'll do it again. You know, I read voraciously until, I don't know, probably I met my husband. I stopped doing almost everything when I met my husband. All of my attention went on my husband, which I don't recommend, but I was 20, you know. But I picked it back up again. I had the opportunity, you know, to pick it back up again, and the desire and the want. And I discovered BookTube, and which was like quite an addiction for me now. And anyway, it was something that was a seed that was planted a long time ago that it's like I kind of turned my back on, or I didn't really nourish. It didn't really, you know, take root for my whole life. But when I rediscovered it, it was like rediscovering an old friend. With this Seven of Pentacles here, there's something about this particular wounding that's making this person sort of look at these latent seeds. There's something that this person is really contemplating. It could be like, what do I want to be when I grow up? It could be, well, with my life under this much change, maybe I should just change everything. There's a questioning here, and there's sort of a, what do I invest in, and what do I care about, and, you know, who am I? And, you know, sevens are all very spiritual kind of energies. And with this particular Seven of Pentacles, it feels like this is someone who may have just been going through life, found somebody that they thought was attractive, thought that, okay, if I love this person, they'll love me back and it'll all work out. And they, you know, kind of got the wrong end of the bull. I don't know what that means. They got hurt, you know, it didn't work out that way because they did not realize, there's a naivety with this, that, you know, not everyone is capable of the King of Cups kind of energy. You know, not everyone is capable of loving someone. Not everyone is capable of processing their own emotions. And I feel like this person may have actually had some kind of emotional overload because of this pain. And it just threw themselves into their ego and just was like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And now it feels like they're ready to start thinking about the Two of Cups that are still upright. And they're ready to look at, okay, well, what do I do with these latent seeds that are still there, that are still viable, that I can still invest in myself, in life? You know, what do I still believe in? Where do I want to go from here? What life am I trying to create? Where am I going to put my investment and my energy? And, you know, these Two Cups are just screaming. So I think this person, they do want to be in love, but I do think that they are still closing out this cycle of this wounding from someone who had a real true scarcity mindset and was very emotionally blocked off, and let this person do all of the emotional feeling stuff. So when this person left, this person just felt like everything they had invested, all this love, all of this emotion, all of this energy just got kicked over and spilled, and they're not into it. And it threw them into their ego. And that may be where you met them. I do feel like you are a part of the process of helping this person to heal, or helping them to open up again. I think it's because you've met this person with a very open heart. I don't feel any judgment here. It's not that you don't see that they're in their ego, or that you don't see that they are wounded, or that maybe they're even on a different page than you. With this beauty card and the obsession card, I feel like this is sort of your energy and their energy a little bit. You have freed yourself from the things that were holding you back or holding you down, or you will be freeing yourself from it before you meet this person. And this person is looking for a place to put all that love, to put all that energy, to put all those cups, and to have those 2 cups that were behind the 5 of Cups, right? And I think they're putting that energy sort of on you, or you have become sort of the object of that desire, or the object of that sort of like manifestation for this person. But I feel like you're both sort of in this energy. I feel like you are not ready to sort of let this person catch you. It's like you're sort of aware that they have a lot going on. You're holding your boundaries and you're maintaining your freedom here. I think it probably only makes them want you more, but like, I think that's okay. I think that, you know, when you are with this person, or when you do kind of give this person your focus, you are very empathetic and very receptive. And I think you do kind of relate, or you do have a very understanding nature. It might even take this person by surprise, because I do think that they do find you so attractive, and that you have this energy where you are clearly able to emotionally process, where you're not the 4 of Pentacles like their past person. It makes them feel a lot of things, and it's making them feel like you're for them, and they don't really want you to get away, but they're still healing, and you still have these boundaries up because they're not ready for this yet. And it's like, you know, that you are following your heart, they're following their heart. I do think that this relationship definitely has the potential to transform into something much deeper, much bigger than it is. And this is kind of like true love, the beginning of true love, you know, in its own way. This obsession is a lot, but it feels like it's like the thing pulling this person toward staying on the path of their highest and best good, this healing, that they're falling for you, and that they are kind of obsessed. You know, everything has a light and a shadow to it, right? An obsession definitely has a strong shadow element to it, but it can also have a light, because if you're obsessed with something, you know, it helps you stay focused on it and move toward it and do the growth and the heavy lifting that's necessary to attain it or achieve it, right? All right, so for Pisces here, please, Spirit, what are we talking about? Please, with the tarot, what do you have for Pisces? Yeah, you've got someone who's healing, and you know, this person, they know you are the object of their desire, but with the Page energy, they're not ready yet. With the 2 of Pentacles, they're still unbalanced. They're still feeling a lot of things intensely from this past situation that is, you know, it's making them unreliable in a way. I don't know that this is really showing up in your connection or in your relationship, but energetically, you can feel when someone is really struggling. And see, when this card was on the bottom of the deck, I got somebody that's like repeating things to themselves in their mind. Like they're trying to rebuild their mind, or they're trying to retrain their pathways towards something healthier. They're healing. They're trying to give themselves an alternate thing to think, see, believe, focus on. And because they're trying to create a better reality than the one that they're in. And I think with the Page of Wands, this person is like, well, I know what I want. I just feel too unstable to actually like take the steps on this path. They're still healing. They're still coming to a place of peace with whatever this past situation was for them. For some of you, this may be kind of a spiritual person or a religious person. They may keep that side of themselves very private, but I do feel the energy of someone who prays or who does release what they can't control to the divine. Page of Wands. Can I get one more? Yeah. See, this person, they know what they desire. they may be coming across a little bit cold or a little bit, you know, this King of Swords is sort of giving me like big talker kind of energy. Or, you know, it can't even be someone that wants to impress you with their knowledge or things that they know. You know, it's like, you know, how do I even want to say this? It's kind of like I'm in a deficit over here with this energy, the Two of Pentacles, and I don't really want you to see me that way. So I'm giving you this alternate, but this alternate isn't really my authentic self. We saw the authentic self as the King of Cups. But it's like, I'm not quite ready for this path yet. I see that it's like this person sees that you are a soulmate, and they see the potential, they see the possibility, they see themselves, they can literally envision, and they want this, and they probably are visualizing it, linking up with you and moving into the future successfully, but balanced. And right now, they're not a balance for you. And so there's this energy of, can I get one more for the Two of Pentacles? Thank you. Oh my. This person, it feels like there's something in their lifestyle that they may have a friend group that's all about partying, or all about, it feels a little immature with the Three of Cups. And they may even have like a male and female friend group. They may even have female friends that they know kind of like them or would like to have a good time with them. With the Three of Cups being in reverse with the Five of Cups, there's an acknowledgement here that something that they rely on for a good time or that has made them feel good might not be healthy for them and might have been part of the problem in the past. And there is this energy of not wanting to let go of it. You know, a lot of times, you know, ending a cycle or letting go of something that has been important to us is really hard, right? We don't like to do that. We like to hold on to things forever, you know? And so there's something here where it's kind of like this person is still trying to juggle whatever this is with where they're at now, or with their kind of like their healing energy. And with the King of Wands here, it's like they're realizing that in order to get balance, they're going to have to decide what they want, and they're going to have to stick with it. And so this is a choice point always when you're clarifying a two. A two is a decision, a choice. They need to decide. Do they want to hold on to what is comfortable but keeps them in a state of imbalance, or maybe even fights against their growth or what they're trying to create? Or do they really can they get themselves into a space where not only do they know what they want, but they feel confident and ready to go after it? And there's sort of, it's kind of like, I feel this energy of you've healed as much as you can heal in the environment that hurts you. And in order to move beyond this space of, you know, feeling kind of imbalanced and not really knowing what to do or where to go, you're going to have to remove yourself from the environment. You know, that's what it's giving me. And I see a willingness on this person's part to do that, or it may have always kind of been enough for them to be able to like go home and have their private spiritual moment, or, you know, have their own sort of like inner sanctum space for this. But I feel like we're coming to some kind of crossroads. We're coming to a place where these things are not in alignment, and that is almost where this imbalanced energy is coming from. Yeah, I'm getting like gonna have to grow up. Yeah. Wow. This person is really hesitant to let go of this, whatever this is. It may be part of their foundation. It may even be like childhood friends or their family, or something that plays a really critical role in their life. But there may even be a competitive spirit here. There's something unhealthy about it with the Five of Swords. Hey, guys. No, no, no. Honey and Bhakti. Hey, come here. What are we doing? What are we seeing? What are we looking at? No, that's the neighbor coming home to their house. You can't bark about that. Bubba. With the Five of Swords and the Three of Cups, this friend group, or whatever it is, it has an effect on the way this person thinks and sees things and how they behave. And it is, there's an element of competition here, and there may even be like, I keep getting this energy of a mixed gender friend group. And so that is definitely for someone, or for some of you, that is part of the problem here. It's like we've gotten to a place where this doesn't work, where this is counterproductive. You have these two fives. This is somebody that's on the precipice of change, or, you know, there is some kind of obstacle that is providing an opportunity for change here. And it's like, what are you going to commit to? You know, what like this, it almost feels like it's time to grow up here. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the person is young, right? It like is, you know, in a time in their life where we would naturally think, oh yes, they need to grow up, you know, or they haven't quite figured it all out. It can also be someone that is avoidant, or you know, afraid of commitment, and so they sort of stay in an environment that doesn't ask a lot of them, where they sort of know the rules of the game and they know how to win it, and so it sort of feeds their ego, but it's not taking them to the place that they want to go. It's not bringing them, you know, it's not bringing them someone that they could really commit to and settle down with. It's bringing them, you know, people who have a scarcity mindset, who are like, mine, and who are not generous and open with their love and affection and feelings. It's kind of a lower vibrational energy. But, you know, this person feels kind of like they don't want to really let it go. They understand it. They know how to navigate that space, but it's not actually bringing them what they want. And they know they've been to the edges of it. They've explored the boundaries of it. They know that they can't find what they're looking for inside it. Pisces, you're definitely part of the process here for this person. You are showing up at this person, in this person's life, kind of as an aha moment. This person has an opportunity to sort of see how, like, an alternate way of being through you and through the way that you live your life. And you are also not accepting sort of their egoic projection of what they want you to accept from them. You're sort of like, I'm not buying it, or I'm not taking it, or this isn't what I'm looking for, or I don't want this. I feel with the Hierophant being clarified by the King of Swords in reverse, it's like you're not going to commit or invest in someone who isn't really being authentic or genuine with you, and you know they're not. You, I think, represent to this person everything that they're looking for, the person that they would commit to. That's why there's this obsession. That's why there's this Page of Wands. And with the Page of Swords, these are like little light bulb moments. These are little aha moments. It's also them observing you and your behavior. They may also be spying on you online or trying to get information from you, from your friends or whatever. Or even like trying to find out where you're going to be, or, you know what I mean, to sort of give themselves another opportunity to see you, because you are their wish fulfillment, but you're also the thing that this person can't have unless they give this up. So in some way, you have now created the imbalance in this Two of Pentacles energy, because you do not resonate with that energy. And so if they want to stay in that energy, they can't also then come with you. You're in opposition. They can't juggle those two vibrations. They don't belong together. But you have come into this person's life for a reason, which means that they've come into your life for a reason as well. Wow. Wow. Jesus. This is intense. We've got the Page of Cups with the Empress with the Magician. You know, this is somebody who, they recognize your value. They recognize your worth. They see that you're not chasing them. You're not, you know, with that Three of Cups energy, it's like people who are, you know, trying to wear the best outfit and have the best hair and be the most attractive to try to woo someone, you know, and it's more about objectification than it is about substance. For sure, I get from that card. But with you, it's more about substance and also seeing all the possibilities, because you're someone that makes stuff happen for yourself. You're someone who, you know, keeps evolving and keeps growing, and, you know, your natural instinct is more of this energy of using your energetic being to create the life that you want. You're manifesting, you know, the goddess, I mean, wow, the Empress is, you know, manifestation personified, and nothing is impossible for her. And when this person is in your energy or is around you, it's very empowering. It starts to make them feel like they have the power to even take this friendship and transmute it into something more. They literally, it's like you take their breath away, and they definitely know that when they're with you, they feel more powerful, but they know that this is sort of like, I have to empower myself. I have to step into my highest and best form. I have to be the alchemist all the time if I'm going to be with the Empress. I can't show up and just kind of think that, you know, they're going to accept me as I am in my current state with these friends or with this situation, or, you know, trying to juggle something lower vibrational with something like this. It's just not going to work. And so there is some kind of choice or decision that this person has to make. And I feel like they need to search their soul, or they are really searching their heart. And I do think that this person right now is looking at themselves as someone who really doesn't have very much to offer. I think that they are offering you genuine, authentic friendship, and they are trying to be as genuine and authentic with you as possible, because you have rejected this King of Swords persona that they tried to lead with. It's interesting. I think this person is just really starting to practice being authentic, or feeling okay with their own authenticity. And I think for you, Pisces, with the Empress energy, that's just who you are, and that you're not putting on airs, you're not trying to impress anybody. This is just, you're showing up in this energy because it's true, it's genuine, it is who you are. With the World card, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups, like, holy crap. This is saying to me that the likelihood is right now that, you know, you have shown up in this person's life. They are recognizing you as the star. They are also recognizing that when they are with you, they feel more empowered and more confident and more capable than they do in the presence of anyone else. And that, you know, yet they also know that you're not going to just, you're going to hold this boundary as long as you need to get them to sort of rise into the divine masculine, to actually be your match and be the emperor. So they need to actually make this energy matter. And I see them trying to do that here with the World card, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. This is a very powerful energy. With the Knight of Pentacles is like where you don't really know your direction. It's going to be very hard. It's difficult to do what you're doing because you may not really want to do it. It may be comfortable. It may be, you know, it may be your whole world or all you've ever known. And now you're kind of in this position where in order to go toward what you want, you have to walk away from everything you've ever known. And, you know, that may be a bit dramatic, so take it as it resonates, but that's what the cards are saying. But cards often come out in an extreme so that the message is clear. So put it in your spectrum, however it needs to be. But with the Eight of Cups, this is like saying, you know, I'm finally willing to admit and acknowledge that I'm not emotionally content in this space. And that I've invested in it as much as I've invested in it. And maybe it's taken me as far as it can take me. And in order to have my wish fulfillment, I'm going to have to leave this behind. And it's a very difficult decision because we've invested so much. We've got 8 cups upright. And to choose to walk away from that is not easy. With the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other, and hopefully those steps are going to add up into progress that is measurable and eventually completes the cycle. And eventually it will get easier, or I will be far enough away that I you know, can have my wish fulfillment. This person with the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck is learning a very, very, very valuable lesson right now. A spiritual lesson. Can I get one more? Yeah. You know, it's wild because I think this person tried to fight this, how do I want to say it? I don't know that I want to say, use the word tried. This person, it's almost, you know, the Eight of Swords, our thoughts are controlling us. We have given our power away to our thoughts, and our thoughts are limiting us. So it's not really trying. It's like it's happening because we are giving our power away to our thoughts, because we are allowing our thoughts to control us instead of us control our thoughts. So whatever this person is telling themselves is their own barrier, is their own obstacle. And in order for this person to really utilize the energy of the magician that they're getting when they're with you, Pisces, they have to close out the cycle. They have to change this way of thinking, which is interesting because this is how this reading started. I literally was getting, you know, someone is trying to, you know, kind of build new pathways with their mind, you know, with their way of thinking that is supportive of the world that they want to create rather than the one that they're living in. And that's exactly what we see here. But you, Pisces, with this Empress energy, are letting this person know it's possible. And you're also showing them their own empowerment, that they can actually control their thoughts, and that you may even be showing them the ways in which their thinking is scarcity mindset, or is holding them back, or is preventing them from being able to open up to receive the abundance of the world, of what is truly available out there for them, including yourself. There's this red string of fate here on the laurel wreath around the world card. You know, you have come into this person's life for an important reason. You are showing them a different way. Wow. Wow. And wow. You know, yeah, this is crazy. You know, I think this person is recognizing, you know, we saw the King of Cups, now we're seeing the Queen of Cups. They're realizing that this is the soulmate connection, or they know that you're in their life for a reason, and that this is an opportunity or a chance for them, and that it is going to require them to overcome their lower vibrational, you know, tendencies, but that in the end, they have this opportunity to be unconditionally loved the way that they were willing to unconditionally love someone in the past who abandoned them, rejected them, left them, you know, mistreated them, triangulated them, held back from them. And they can have this healthy, healing, harmonious, you know, soulmate connection that they have always wanted. This is a brand new Rider-Waite deck. And it just, the energy is sticky with it. I mean, I like it, but, well, this is the second time we've gotten this. So I'm taking it. The same exact chunk fell out twice. So we're going with it. Even I shuffled in between. So you have the Six of Swords with the Ten of Wands, which is, you know, this is burdens that we've picked up along the way. You know, and this can come from society, this can come from friendships, this can come from relationships, this can come from just all over the place, right? Where we are actually persistently kind of building barriers against love, against, you know, having this open heart, being receptive, being open, being vulnerable. It's like everything in life is almost teaching us that, like, no, it's not safe for you to be that way. And, you know, burdens are oftentimes things that we pick up because they're being projected onto us by society, by other people, by former lovers, by our parents, by whomever. We're picking up on other people's beliefs and ideas. And then we're holding on to them and sort of, you know, creating our own blockage within us to not be able to love, or to not be able to open up and be receptive. And, you know, the 10 is the completion of the cycle. And with the Six of Swords here, it's like this person is coming to a place of peace with all of it. They're looking at it, they're seeing it. They may even be seeing it as like what it's cost them, or how it is the thing that is keeping them in this lower vibrational spot with these friends or whatever it is. And they may really be coming to terms with the fact that it is a barrier, and that as long as this barrier exists, they're not going to be able to move beyond it. They're not going to be able to have more than that. With the Six of Swords, it's like, in order to move beyond it, I'm going to have to take control of my thoughts. I'm going to have to come to a place of peace. Yeah, might this break my heart? Absolutely. Might this, you know, end up the same way the past situation did? Yeah, it might. But there also becomes a point where the burden to not try it, or the burden to kind of know that you had this opportunity and you didn't take it because you chose to hold on to the burdens instead of putting them down and going to it, are, you know, too great also. So this person is really, they're coming into a much more harmonious energy here. This is very different than the Two of Pentacles. This is kind of like, I'm seeing things for what they are, and I'm choosing to go to a calmer place. I'm choosing to, you know, take myself to this kind of more energy of a world that I want to create. And to kind of accept and believe that what I focus on is what I'm going to manifest. So if I focus on Pisces and having love and having this harmonious soulmate connection and having kind of what I always wanted, then maybe I'm going to have a chance to have what I always wanted. But I know that I can't until I set this down. This person, their fear has definitely been triggered here. They are someone who I think that even if they have seemed like they have moved beyond a past situation, it's mostly projection. It's mostly this ego. It's mostly this, you know, other people need to see me being fine, but I'm not fine. I'm just suppressing the emotion. And it's kind of like low grade, always on my mind, or at least like at night when I go to sleep, I focus on what I've lost. You see this transition here, right? From this, I'm going to bed at night and I'm just feeling the loss and I'm feeling the grief and I'm feeling anxious about it. And, you know, it's really draining me and preventing me from like resting. Into, I can't stop thinking about this opportunity I have that I'm, you know, coming into unity and harmony with, and how beautiful it could be and what could happen. And it's kind of a daydreamy, very innocent, like, I don't know yet because it hasn't happened yet, but it could be like this, or it could feel like this, or it could go like this, you know, kind of energy when they're going to sleep at night. And so in this way, it's almost like you've really helped this person transition from a place of anxiety over what has been lost and what is in the past, to what they could have with you. And it's a different kind of anxiety, right? It's an anxiousness of, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this last, you know? But it is something that it sort of feels like is the catalyst for this person's change. We have these 2 5s and we have these 2 6s, and then we have the 9 and the 10. So this is definitely a cycle closing out through change as this person moves into harmony, comes into alignment with this world that they're trying to manifest and create here for themselves with you. See, Pisces, you are also not taking this person's BS. You're not saying like, oh, I understand you're broken. Let me help fix you. Let me put you back together. Let me this, let me that. You may offer this person words of wisdom from your experience or from things that you have learned, but you're not taking on a let me fix this for you kind of role, which I think sometimes you do. Sometimes you are willing to like kind of sacrifice your own needs to prioritize someone else. I think right now you're just saying, I accept and understand where you're at and that you're in a process of healing, and that, you know, you're working on this, and I see change. I see things that you're doing. I see you kind of even recognizing me as a potential partner, or, you know, that you are doing something here that is bringing you into greater harmony or alignment with me, or with the possibility with me. But I also see that it's a work in progress, and I need you to do that work. So I'm not going to disturb you. I'm not going to do the work for you. I'm not going to overgive to this situation. I have learned my own lessons. I have my own experience here. And, but I will sort of stand beside you, or I will walk beside you, or where I can give you knowledge or information or wisdom from my own experience with the sword cycle, I am here for you. But this is your journey of healing. And I think, Pisces, it is also helping you heal. And there is some kind of happiness or hopefulness kind of being derived from whatever this is that's kind of taking root here. All right, let me get you some messages, Pisces. If you're dealing with a water sign, yeah, because you don't also want to repeat your sword cycle, I'm getting. if you're dealing with a water sign, I miss you more than you know. Stuck, indecisive. I just need more time. I want to be vulnerable with you. Yeah, they're working on it. They're working through it. They're coming into alignment with it, I feel like. If if you're dealing with a fire sign, you are the only one who truly gets me. Good intentions, distant. I just want to go back in time. And if I had only known then what I know now. Yeah. Oh, how many times in life we wish that, but there's a reason we live it the way we do. There's a reason why. All right. If you're dealing with an earth sign, my karmic story is ending. It's hard for me to explain things. Anxious, excited. I am sorry I triggered you. And if you're dealing with an air sign, Lord have mercy, you are getting... I've been having weird dreams about us. Annoyed. I remember everything that you said. You give me so much to look forward to. And repressing. Ooh, sometimes when we repress things or we're not willing to see them, they do come up in dreams. I feel that annoyed is tied to I've been having weird dreams about us. It's like they want to know what it means. They want to know what's happening. These dreams are kind of annoying. All right, this is what I have for you guys today. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. Until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.